Hello, everybody. Just get another minute here to accommodate for some stragglers. Okay, welcome everybody. Thank you very much for taking the time to join us today on our last discovery session of the year for our clients. Today we're going to be going over our client portal module, and it's going to be led by Leanne. And as always, these recordings will be available on our YouTube channel in the next 24 hours. So definitely pass that link on to people who may have missed it today. But again, let's just jump right in. So just want to reiterate, I know you guys, a few of you have been working with EMHware for a long time. Our purpose here is always to basically help you guys out, do your jobs better. So part of these discovery sessions are really about to discover what you can get out of EMHware, the most you can get out of EMHware to really engage with your clients and use technology to make your lives more efficient. So that's why we do these types of things, to make sure that everyone's really learning about what we can do and how we can help our clients. So today, this is part of the team that's on today. You can always reach out to any one of us and ask us any questions. Leanne's going to be running the session, and she'll be doing a great job today. And also, if you could, and if you do have any questions, please type them into the chat and we will address them at the end of the presentation. Awesome.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Peter, for starting off the call. As Peter said, my name is Leanne. I am one of the support team members here, and I will be going through the client portal with everybody today. So I'm just going to go ahead here and share my screen. Just give me a moment here. All right. All right, so you should now all be able to see my screen, which is the dashboard view, of course, when you log into EMHware. So for the client portal, it does work very similarly like worker licenses, for example. You will have X amount of licenses that you can have active on the client portal at any given time. And these licenses are transferable between clients. If a client has used one for a week and no longer needs it, you can turn off that client portal license for the client and move it to a different client. So you don't necessarily need to have as many licenses as you do active clients, as they can be moved around. I'm going to go ahead here and go into my client's file. To find the client portal, you're going to click on their name, and then right at the bottom or near the bottom, depending on what other modules you might have, you will see the client portal option show up here. And I'm just going to go ahead and click on that. This is going to take me into the setup that I need for the client's portal. To set it up, you will just want to make sure that the enabled checkbox has been checked off and that they do have an email. Their email will also turn into their username. So you'll want to make sure you do have the correct email address there. And then you have the ability to set the password for the client to be able to log into the portal. You'll also see here that there is a checkbox for whether or not the client can edit their account information while they're in on the portal. This is up to you whether or not you have this enabled for your client. If you have this enabled, it will allow your client to update information that would be in their data set, such as their name, contact information, all of that. So it's up to you if you want them to have that ability or not. Once you have all of this set up, you just hit save and that will activate your client's portal for you. One trick that we often say is to use this reset password button here. Once you have everything set up, this will send your client a email with a link to reset their password for the portal. This will also provide them the link to access the portal. Kind of also you could use it as a welcome email for them to log into their portal. Once the portal has been set up, the client can go ahead and log in. I will show you how that looks for them. I do need to use just an incognito browser here so I can trick my computer. So let me bring that over here. So the client can access the portal. If you give them the link to your EMHware, you will see that there is a client portal option that will show up on the page here for them. And they can click that and it will bring them right to the portal login page here. Then they can use their email to log in and then the password that was provided for them. See if I got that right. Perfect. And then they will be able to see their portal. So when they log in, they are going to see something very similar to what you see as a worker logging into EMHware on the dashboard. On here, you can see that they can see a couple of bits of information. First of all, they can see contacts. So when a contact is completed for a client and the client is marked present, you will see the contact show up in the portal. When you hover over it, though, they're not going to see any of the notes that were taken for the contact, anything that was written, clinical notes or anything like that. They're only going to be able to see when the contact happened, who was present, the method, where it happened, who was there, so on and so forth. So you don't need to worry about them seeing any of their notes that were taken. You do also have the ability to publish appointments, upcoming appointments to the portal as well, which I will go over how to do in a moment. So that clients know that they do have an upcoming appointment. And again, same idea here. They're going to see when that coming appointment is, how long it's scheduled for, what program it's for, and then the location of the appointment. Up here at the top, there is also the My Forms, My Account, and then the option to log out of the portal. In the My Account option here is where they will be able to see the information pertaining to their account. They can see their name, their contact information, address, login information here as well. And then they do have the ability to reset their password right here if they wanted to. So as I mentioned, with the ability for clients to edit this information, this is the information that they would be gaining access to edit if you gave them that permission. Beside the portal or your My Account, you do have the My Form section. So the My Form section is used currently right now with our case datas. So you do have the ability to push case datas to the portal that the client can interact with or just see for reference depending on the documentation. So I will show you again what that looks like here in a minute. I'm going to move this over to the side here for a second and come back to the worker side of EMHware. In here, I'm going to demonstrate how you can use a case data within the portal. So I'm going to go ahead and create a new case data here. We'll pick, say, GAD7. And then you'll notice right above the type for the form, there is the option to publish on the client portal. If you go ahead and check this off and then save the document, that form will now go to the client's portal. So I'm not going to fill anything out in here. I want my clients to go ahead and fill all of this information out. So now that I've saved this into the portal, I'm going to come back here to my client's view and I'm going to refresh the form section. And I can now see here that the form I just submitted has shown up here for my client. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And I can see here, again, that exact form. So I'm going to go ahead and fill it out with my information. And that's all I'm going to do for now. So I'm going to, of course, save my record. As soon as I hit save on my side as a client, again, popping back here to my worker side, refresh. Here's that form again, the GAD7. When I open this, and scroll down, I can see that everything that the client did in the portal has updated here for me in real time. Once I am done with this form for the client, you do have two options. You can unselect the publish to the client portal checkbox and then resave the record. That will pull this record from the client portal, meaning the client will no longer be able to see the record. I can also go ahead and authenticate my case data. That will also then authenticate the form for the client in the portal, meaning that they will still be able to see the form, but when they open it, it will now be in their read-only version, so they will no longer be able to make any edits to the form. If I am creating an appointment that I would like to have the client see, I can go ahead into my appointments tab and create a new one. You're going to go ahead and fill this out just as you would a regular appointment. Again, noticing that this is the one difference, the publish on client portal. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that and fill out what we're going to do. Let's change the date on this to the 21st. And I can save my appointment. So now that I have this checked off, when I go back into my portal here, I'm going to go back to the My Events page. I can see here that there's that appointment that I just created for my client. And I can see that it is supposed to be a 20-minute long appointment and that the activity we're doing is medication. There is a report that you can use for the portal. The report will allow you to see those clients that do currently have access to the portal, how long it's been since their last login. So I'm going to hop to my other site here to pull up that report for us here. It's called the Client Portal Users Report. So I can in here search for specific days since last login or without an active program, or I can just go ahead and run it. And then this is going to show me the name of my client, when that portal was created, how long ago it was created, any updates, number of times the client has logged in, when their last login was. And then again, I can see here the day since their last login. So if I'm running out of portal tokens or I'm out and I need to reassign, being able to come in here and see the last day the client logged in is very helpful. As I would assume someone who hasn't logged in over 2,000 days probably doesn't need access to the portal anymore. So this is the report that you can use to gather that information on the portal. I'm going to pop back into here. And then again, like I mentioned, any contacts as well where the client is marked as present will reflect in the portal. There is nothing different with creating a contact here. There is no checkbox for publish to the client portal. It does show up in there currently by default. As far as the current functionalities of the portal, that is what we currently do have. As I'm sure a few of you are aware, we do have some big updates coming to the portal. So what those currently will consist of is there will be some more interactive abilities with what you as the worker will be able to publish to the portal. You will be able to publish notes if you want to, as well as attachments. There will be more interactive with the e-library for those organizations that use that module, as well as the contract module. So those updates will be coming soon. And we are also moving towards, in the future as well, having more availability for the client to interact, as far as them hopefully being able to create their own appointments or requesting appointments, creating notes on their end, so on and so forth. So stay tuned for those awesome updates as they are coming. That is pretty much the demo there for you. I will see if there are any questions in the chat. Right. When publishing information on the portal, can you partially complete a document and then publish the remaining information needed? So you can complete as much of the case data as you would like before publishing it, and then you can complete the rest after it's published, as long as it's not authenticated. Of course, the form is still editable by either party if it's viewable in the client portal. And then we have editable to disable this option so that no. Also, does publish to portal also need to be checked off before? Yes, so publish to portal does need to be checked off prior to the case data or the appointment being sent to. If that button is not checked off, then the appointment or case data will not show up in the portal. Can you show us how we would get a family to sign a document and how that would be sent to the client portal? For sure. So if you do have a document that needs to be signing, currently right now we have it so that there is only one login for the portal. So whether or not that is the client that is using that, or if it is, say, the parent that is logging in. But again, we can find a form. We'll see if there's one on our site here that may have a signature. So this one, for example, does have signature. So I can go ahead here and publish this one to the client portal. And then find it here again on my portal under the My Forms. Here it is there. And then I can go ahead, put my signature on it and save it. And now I have saved my signature on the document. So when I refresh this on the worker side, I have now captured the signature if it is my client's or say their parent, whatever situation it may be. Once I have their signature there, again, if you authenticate the record, that means the client will no longer be able to edit it, but they will be able to see it still. Or you can fully just remove it from the client's portal. If I unselect that and save it again, when I go back to the portal here and refresh, that form, that case data has now been removed from the portal for the client. If a family changes their password from the temp one set by us, are we still able to transfer the license once they are done with it? How would that work? Absolutely. So if my client is done, my client no longer needs to access the portal. I'm going to go back into their client portal. I'm going to see this enable checkbox. I'm going to unselect it and then hit save. That has now removed my license from this client and has freed it up so that I can go to a different client and then enable it on theirs. If this client does need to access the portal at a later date, you can come back in here again the same way and just select your enable button again, and then that will allow the connection back with this client's portal. Is there an issue using the same email login for multiple clients, or reuse another time if they return to service? So with this, you do need unique emails for each person that is logging in. That way it doesn't get confused as to which account they are trying to log into. If they come back and are receiving service, they can use the same email as long as there is just the one email being used, and this email isn't being used, say, now on a different client's portal. Do you receive a notification when the client has completed the document? Great question. Currently, there is no notification that is sent, but that is a great piece of feedback that we can see if we can incorporate in as well. Can we upload our own templates into case data forms to be signed and completed? You can create your own case data if you have documents. We can create them and build them as case data for you so that they can be sent and signed by your clients. Is there an additional cost to have these forms set up as case data, or do we have There is no additional cost for most creation of case data unless there is any specific scoring that may need to be with it. As long as the case data is not crazy long either, they can be created at usually no additional cost. Can you demonstrate the password protect feature? Can you provide just what you're meaning with the password protect feature, just so I make sure that I am understanding what you are asking? The password can be reset here for on the worker side if the client cannot get into their portal. And then if the client is in the portal and they would like to reset their password, they can do it just here at the bottom. Publishing documents that require password protect. So all of the documents, there wouldn't be a password for the, similar to the question asked. Thanks, Kirsten. Similar to the question asked before, for case data is when there is a sibling, can a parent caregiver use one client portal access to sign complete documents for children in the family, or would they need to sign in with multiple accounts? So currently there would need to be multiple accounts. That is a great question. So for each child, there would need to be a separate account that the parent or caregiver would need to sign into. We are again working, that is one of the changes we are working towards, is having it so that one parent can log in and be able to access multiple children accounts, or the caregiver can log in to access. But currently each client will need a separate portal that the client would need to, or sorry, the parent or caregiver would need to log into separately. Great question. Straight difference between publish in client portal and editable in client portal. Let me find where it is saying editable in client portal. Where are we seeing the editable in client portal, just so I can make sure that I am understanding? Editable is, so I believe that is in one of the newer features. So with part of the changes, right now, how it functions is if you publish it to the client portal and the record is not authenticated, it is editable. In the future updates, there are some changes coming to the functionality of it. So for example, you would be able to publish it to the client portal and have it be not editable without it being authenticated. So that would be the difference. Perhaps you are already seeing that update on your version. But for right now, it is just the publish on client portal option. I can demonstrate again a authenticated record. So for example, I do have this GAD7 here that I have authenticated on the workers side here. So the worker can't access it to edit it. And then again, here in the portal under the My Forms, I can see here as well, this record has been authenticated. So as the client, I can still see this form is here for my knowledge and I can review it, but I can't edit this anymore because the record has been authenticated from the workers side. Is there a way to disable? Leave that with me, Kelsey, and I will look into that for you to see if that is something we can make change for you for sure. No problem. All right, we'll give one more call for any questions and then pass it back off to Peter. Doesn't look like there's any more coming in. If there are more questions, please feel free to email the support team through the service desk, and we'd be happy to answer any additional questions that may come up for you at any time.
Awesome, great job, Leanne. If you guys do have any questions, like Leanne mentioned, definitely feel free to reach out to us. And if you do not currently have this module installed on your instance of EMHware, reach out to the sales team, so Kirsten, and we can talk about some pricing moving forward. Just want to mention again, this video will be recorded and set up on our YouTube channel, so definitely pass that link along to anybody who has missed it. Thank you very much again, and we'll see you guys soon.